Hey guys, it's Christy and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to be reviewing the new Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun Kissed Glow Bronzer. So before we get into it, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel before you leave. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy, and let's get into it. Okay guys, I am so excited about this one. I feel like we've been seeing sneak peeks of this cream bronzer since probably March, and this has been a very anticipated product. So this is new to the Beautiful Skin line. We saw the Beautiful Skin foundation back in January. So this is the new Science Plus Color Beautiful Skin Sun Kissed Glow Bronzer. This is a smoothing, healthy looking glow cream bronzer for face and body, infused with hyaluronic acid and vitamin D. So this is Charlotte Tilbury's first ever cream bronzer. They do have the contour wand, but this is their first cream bronzer. This is the outer carton. This box is really nice, and much like their powder bronzer, this compact is massive. Look how beautiful this is. Very classic Charlotte Tilbury. I think this is kind of a newer design this here, but it's very nice. Component wise, it reminds me a little bit of the new highlight for the Pillow Talk Dreams collection. It's kind of the same thickness, the same sort of material, but this is a very large bronzer. You can see it is almost the size of my hand. So I was kind of surprised by that. This has a 24-month shelf life and it is made in Italy, and I picked up the shade 1 Fair. There are 4 shades altogether, and this retails for $55 US, 65 Canadian, which I think is the same as their original powder bronzer. And much like the foundation in this line, this cream bronzer has a ton of claims. This says it lasts for up to 16 hours. This is going to be sweat proof, humidity proof. Skin is 2 times more hydrated in 1 hour. Skin looks smoother by up to 42% in 28 days. 99% agree the product gives the skin a healthy bronzed glow. 92% agree that the product improves the look of skin with each wear, and 93% agree the skin feels intensely hydrated. This is just like such a crazy amount of claims to me. So let's open up the packaging, and this is the inside, and this is kind of reminding me of chocolate ice cream. Is that just me? Probably. But that's what it's reminding me of. You do get a really nice big mirror up here, and it's pretty high quality mirror. This looks so beautiful, so creamy. If you're familiar with my channel, you know I'm very picky with cream bronzers. Let's just get into trying this on the face, because that's why we're really here. Let me do a quick little swatch. I'm just going to take from right in the middle. Oh, okay, I destroyed the Charlotte Tilbury logo pretty quickly. Okay, that looks like a really nice shade match. So the one thing with the original powder bronzers that she released was that Fair was really fair. Like, Fair barely shows up on my skin. Okay, so let's just go in with a brush. I'm going to take my e.l.f. Putty Primer Applicator brush. This is my favorite for cream products. And I'm just going to go right in the middle here. That might have been too much. This is a very pigmented bronzer from the swatch. Okay, I'm just going to lightly stamping where I want that. Okay, maybe I'm just going to add some to this side before I try to blend that out. Whew. Okay, pigmented, and I'm just buffing that in. Normally I would kind of tap. Let's try tapping down here. Tapping's working a little bit, but I'm finding buffing is really getting the best. This bronzer is very pigmented. Okay, do not do what I did. I went in with way too much. Okay, I'm just going to grab my foundation brush, and I'm just going to kind of go around those edges where I don't want too much. Okay, let me blend out this side. going to try to do a little more patting to see what happens. Okay, a patting motion does work pretty well. This does blend out pretty easily, I will say. And this side, I've got some really aggressive breakouts, so I'm patting because I really don't want to move my foundation and concealer around. So I seem to have fixed it. I went in way too hard with way too much pigment right away. So I just need to add some blush and highlight. And I'm just going in with my Pat McGrath Divine Blush in Flirtatious. And then I'm just taking my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Multi Glow highlight. I'm just going to take a fan brush to add some glow. Let's talk about this bronzer. So as with anything, I'm definitely going to have to play with this more to see how I feel. But my overall first impression is, initially from the swatches, you can tell this is very, very pigmented. However, it does blend out quite easily, but you do need to remember that it is very pigmented. This bronzer is not like her powder bronzers and the really large compact. Those ones, her Airbrush Flawless bronzer they definitely lean more on the lighter side of things. For example, the shade Fair, exact same shade that I picked up in the cream bronzer. In the powder bronzer, barely shows up on me. This, I went a little too hard too quickly. I did manage to fix it. I just went around it with my foundation a little bit, and that seems to have saved the problem. So it did get a little bit muddy because I put on way too much, and that's user error. I did what I would do with my Say Sunmelt cream bronzer. If you're familiar with my channel, you know I am very, very picky with cream bronzers. Cream bronzers need to be able to, they need to blend it quickly, but not blend away, but they need to be easy to wear. And they need to be easy to wear, they need to be easy to work with. And this, I think, is that. I do think this blended so beautifully. I did find it worked if I was using a stippling motion. It worked well when I was buffing as well. I did find buffing worked better, and I do think this was very, very easy to blend. The error was my fault because I went in with way too much. I did not realize that this was quite as pigmented as it is. And it was kind of hard to get rid of some of that extra pigment once I'd done the damage. Whereas with my Say cream bronzer, if I were to go in with that and I were to use too much, I would just be able to blend, 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 and it would eventually go away. Same with my Rare Beauty bronzer stick that I love. So this definitely isn't easy to blend away. It blends out well, but go in with a very, very light hand because this is pigmented. And I found this one does tend to have a cooler undertone, so I think this is going to be a really nice sort of almost like a contour for me. And I found that especially when I went in with too much, it definitely made me look a little bit muddy, a lot muddy. It does not pull orange. But that's another thing. That brings me to my next point, is that this does not pull orange. So if you don't like bronzers that pull orange, I think you'll really like the undertone of this. This is definitely a more neutral undertone than a lot of bronzers, in my opinion. Especially for me, I am somebody with a cooler undertone. I have very fair skin. A lot of bronzers do pull very orange, and I hate that. Whereas this does not do that. This is definitely a very neutral undertone, so I think all different skin tones, undertones are going to be able to enjoy this and like this. My overall first impression is I really like it. It is pigmented. You saw me go through a bit of a disaster, but I was able to fix it, and now that I know exactly how pigmented this is, I'm just not going to pick up so much product next time. I'm going to go in with a very light hand, and I think that will do very well. I'm obviously going to need to wear this and see how it does for wear time, but overall I really like this. I think it's really pretty. It feels really nice on the skin. It doesn't feel tacky. I feel like when it dries down to almost sort of like a powder feel. But it just feels really nice on the skin. It doesn't feel heavy. It certainly doesn't add texture. I would, again, just be careful of how pigmented this is. I got the shade Fair and it made me look muddy fast. And that was just me getting too much on my brush and thinking I knew exactly what I was getting into. And I think I thought it was going to be on the lighter side because of my experience with the powder formula. The powder formula is so light, I can layer it up so much, and I'm never going to go overboard with that stuff. This one is a different story. Be careful. However, I do think it's beautiful. It was so blendable, not at all heavy. It feels really nice. It has like a really nice kind of a satin finish on the skin. I really like this so far. I'm definitely going to keep using it. I can't wait to keep playing with it. Let me know down below if you're thinking of picking this one up. And that is it for me today. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this first impression. If you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing before you go. I do upload at least 3 new videos every single week. And that is it for me today. Thank you again so very much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!